Latest on Tropical Depression 3W, which has formed in the Western Pacific to the south of the Mariana Islands this afternoon, local time 2 p.m. Chamorro Standard Time on March 15th. It had winds of 30 miles per hour and a pressure of 1001 millibars. On the CDPS scale, it has a low risk at this moment, very low wind risk, and the rainfall potential is only a little bit higher than that. It's a stage 1 on the CDPS for the Philippines, minor effects possible. Here's a look at where it is right now. 8.5 north and 144.2 degrees east, which puts it to the south of Guam, and it will be heading on a course towards the rest of the Micronesian islands, Yap State, and towards Palau. At the minute it's 329 miles south of Guam, 204 miles from Faiz, 316 from Ulithi, 414 from Yap, and 657 from Palau. No warnings are in effect from this system so far. Indeed, the National Weather Service in Guam haven't issued their first advisory on this system yet. We expect they will do so later on today, and maybe they will issue some tropical storm watches. This is what we expect over the next few days. We actually don't expect it to become a tropical storm, but there is that just very small outside chance that it does get to that status. Here it is through the weekend. You can see the system moving towards the Philippines, a big rain mass really, arriving early next week over Mindanao. Not expecting huge amounts of rain, but we know how vulnerable that part of the Philippines is, and anything higher than what we're expecting at the minute, which is about 4 inches, will possibly be a problem down there. The storm will be out of the area by the end of the week into the South China Sea via Palawan. Sea surface temperatures are warm, 27 degrees Celsius. Even at this time of year, that's enough to sustain a significant tropical cyclone like we saw 3 weeks ago with Wu Tip. But for this system, we're not expecting any significant tropical storm force winds. They are denoted by the green areas, but you won't be seeing any green areas on this forecast from the GFS. Nothing there at all, so it's very difficult to discern the storm actually arriving in the Philippines as a tropical depression and then into the Sulu Sea. Towards the end of the week there, not much going on. A possible other disturbance further towards the east coming in through the Micronesian islands. Again, not looking at another tropical storm at least yet. These are the chance of tropical storm force winds in case it did happen. 30% chance at Yap, 30% in Palau, 20% in Davao in the Philippines, and 10% in General Santos. Those percentages are fairly rough at this moment, and they could change quite considerably. Well, 2 models are on board with tropical storm status, the HWRF, although it does look a bit glitchy there, and the CTCX. The other ones though are staying away. Wind shear is going to be moderate, 10 to 15 knots. Sea surface temperatures good enough, relative humidity not too bad. The storm's at a pretty low latitude. I keep saying storm, it actually isn't. It is a tropical depression, doesn't have storm force winds just yet, and as we've seen on the forecast, may not get there, although its visual appearance isn't looking too bad. This is the visible imagery today. You can see how the system has been progressing, just about getting its centre of circulation there in those late frames. The water vapour imagery shows some dry air off towards the northeast. The system itself is fairly compact, not too much in terms of broadness, so there aren't significant amounts of rain falling over these Micronesian islands at the moment. It's heading into a little bit of a gap between the islands, and then it's heading towards the islands of Yap State, where we could see some significant rain in the next 48 hours. You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com with the latest. You can also find our YouTube page. You're probably there already, but if not, subscribe if you haven't so far. You can also find our Facebook page, Force 13 all in text, and it's at Force 13 on Twitter if you'd like to get in touch with us on there. You can also help the project reach the next level by becoming a patron. It makes us even better, and you can reap your own benefits from becoming a patron at patreon.com/Force13. With a special thanks to these patrons, too many to read out individually, but we thank them very much for their support through the project over several months now. You can also find Force13 on Skype and Fool13 on Discord at extension 9094 for tropical weather chat.